So just to set the stage here, I know there are a few newcomers, there are a few existing comers and partners here. So for the newcomers, hello, welcome to Open Austin. This is the end of year, as if we've been doing this for a while, and end of year showcase and social events. Usually we work on civic tech projects, which you will get a taster of in a bit. Twice a month. You can do anything outside of your twice a month, but we meet twice a month for existing folks that are here. Y'all know the drill. We start at 7:05. We are recording this time, and we'll have a social at the end because I know everybody's been kind of starved for that lately. And for partners that are showing up, so hello Jen, hello Cindy, and people who are probably there and off screen, thanks for coming. Thanks for responding to my email. All right, it is 7:05. So let me go ahead and get started. Let me rearrange my windows. Okay. Oh, thanks, Vicky. Thanks for liking my hair. I've been growing it out since March. All right. Welcome to Austin. This is our last event of the year. It is also our end of year showcase where we give you a taster of what we've been working on this past 12 months. It's been chaotic, but we still got work done. Finally, that will be followed up by a social where we can just free chat, free talk. The session is recorded, so if you don't want to be recorded, feel free to turn off your camera and remove your name. And with that, special thanks to our sponsors. We have two sponsors, Overflow Digital, which I will actually be talking about a little bit later, and the Zebra, which back in the before times, we used to congregate at the Zebra on 6th Street and have our bi-monthly meetings. All right, notes before starting. I always neglect to introduce myself, so thank you, past self. I'm Leonie Lai. I'm joined by other members of the board leadership team, Steve Harrison, Matt Carey, Aaron Renaud, Vicky Odell, and Mateo Clark. We're all here and we're all pleased to see your beaming faces. During the day, we can be working on anything from data science to product management in the government space, across all levels, or data science, etc. We are recording. So again, if you don't want to be recorded, please turn off your camera. Final note before actually starting is that we are having an election. Texas early voting is from the 3rd to the 11th for the runoffs. Election day is on the 15th on Tuesday. And if you want more information, you can Google runoff election Travis County, go to the Travis County Clerk website for more info, your polling sites, hours, when is busy, when is not. And you can go to 411.org or no, vote411.org to see what is exactly on your ballots. Super important. November passed. November was eventful, but it's not over yet. We're still voting. Cool. Today, we'll have opening remarks. So a quick state of Open Austin. We'll have 5 lightning talks. So those will be 5-minute sessions followed by 2 questions. More information on how to ask questions to come. And finally, we'll have a mixer, so free talk via this tool called spatial.chat, not to be mixed up with spatial.io. Oh. Open Austin. We help community and government exchange ideas through the use of data, technology, and design. Further to that, so if those are our areas of practice, yes, welcome. But if those are not your areas of practice, if civics is your thing, if reaching out to the community is your thing, this is also the place for you. So we're happy that you all are here. All right, State of Open Austin, 2020 milestones. Our theme this year was increasing our capacity for impact. Those of you who are familiar with theories of change might be like, what? Why aren't you increasing your capacity for positive impact? But I would say and rebut, no, let's learn to walk before we learn how to run. So increasing our capacity for impact, doing more before we do more better. A few quick metrics. success because I'm a product manager and like numbers. So this year in 2020, we had 2 times the number of community action nights. Quick primer, community action nights are where we convene and we hold a space, physical, virtual, whatever, a time for people to actually work on their projects that impact the community. You'll hear that sampling again later. We had 19 this calendar year. So despite all the turmoil, we still held to that cadence of roughly 2 a month, minus big holidays, versus last year, which was just 10. So building more space for opportunity. But even building more space isn't that's kind of a vanity metric, and that doesn't mean anything. But another number that I want to call out that Open Austin has really targeted over the past year is we've seen a drop in 80% of member attrition. And what that means tangibly is last year in 2019, we would have about 20 people come to community action nights. 10 of them would just vanish. Like we wouldn't see them month to month to month. So we were losing half every time. But this year, we still net about 20 attendees per community action night, but you only see a turnover of 2 to 3 members. And so that means to us that we're doing something right. People want to make an impact, and what we're doing in our programming is luring them in and having them stay. And finally, we understand that impact in a silo isn't really impactful. It doesn't mean anything. And so last year we had 3 projects actually have partners. So work with other organizations to deliver this software or deliver this user design thing to the community. Last year we had 3, this year we had 7. On the right, here are some logos of the organizations we have worked with this past year. And oh, my bad. Last year we had tons of projects, and last year we had 3 total projects, and this year we had 7. My bad. This year also we had 5 total partner-based projects, which again is what I was saying about working with people to get things done. You can go far, or you can do a lot and go fast alone, but it's really working with other people that you can go far. Last year we only had, in 2019, 1 partner-based project. And so that is all in the theme of gearing up, increasing our capacity for impact. And so what's next? All these numbers that I said was very internal based. How can we make ourselves as Open Austin stronger? What's coming up in 2021 is starting to look outwards. How can we make ourselves stronger, but also, like what I said before, how can we make that positive impact? Most tangibly, our next community action night, which I would encourage all of you to come because I have to, I lead the organization, is January the 27th. And some of our ideas for the upcoming year, again, in that theme, in that vein of looking outwards, are 1, strengthening ties with the Brigade Network. Open Austin, that's actually one of 88 other chapters across the nation. Chapters, brigades. You might have heard of a parent organization called Code for America. There are 87 other organizations in big cities across the states that do what we do. So learning from those who have walked the path before us. Additionally, we want to develop resilient organization-to-organization relationships. We started doing that this past year, and we want to continue doing that this coming year and in perpetuity. We're also thinking of the Grants for Technology Opportunities Program, aka GTOPS. If you all haven't heard of that, it's a grant where there are many different flavors. Definitely encourage you to look up what it is, Google it. And if you're interested, if your org is interested, reach out to info@openaustin.org and address it to Steve. Steve is the dapper gentleman on my top left. So he is there. And also, because this is a community that really believes in listening to our members, I want to hear what's on your mind. So feel free to drop into the chat what you're thinking, what we can work on. ideas for the future. All right, that is it for Open Austin's State of Open Austin. Before I move on to lightning talks, I want to thank all the, 37 people here for taking the time out of your evening to join us. And I also want to thank the people that have been coming the past, 19 community action nights, taking time out of their evening, month after month, week after week, to work and improve our community. All right, lightning talks. Lightning talks will have 5 minutes of speaker time, 2 audience questions. Audience members, throw your questions in the Zoom chat and Erin will moderate. All right, next, scroll.